Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. I have officially sold my motorcycle. It is no longer here. I am gonna miss my bike so much. I need to get another one. I've just been dying to twist the throttle. So I really miss it. I am definitely gonna get one within the next week or so. It was kind of a weird sell. Here's like me saying goodbye to it. There she goes. I'll miss this bike so much. Thank you so much. Of course, man. Yeah, so last night I was kind of just like, I don't really want to let it go, but I want to get something bigger and better. So that's what I'm going to do. And I still do have my truck. I'm not selling my truck. My truck's still here. It's doing fine. I kind of titled my last video weird, and people thought I was selling my truck, but I was selling my bike. I talked about it at the end. So I'm not selling my truck. My truck is still here. It is still doing good. But when I was selling it, it was kind of a weird, so this guy worked for a dealership, and he would basically go around and pick up bikes and then bring them back to the dealership and sell them. So he has a dealership out in California, and he'll go over to Arizona, he'll buy some bikes, and then he'll drive back and they'll make X amount on all these bikes, right? So I actually asked him how much he would make off my bike. I sold it to him for $5,500. And he said he would go home and they'd probably sell it for $6,300. And I was like, okay, you know, for just coming over here, and he had like a bunch of bikes. He probably had like 5-6 bikes with him. And it was just on a little pickup truck. Like he had 2 things on the front, his whole bed was filled. And so a pretty interesting situation though. So he was basically come over. And so I thought I had a blue tank shell on it. And actually, that is the stock color on it. That's the tank. I thought it was a shell, because the previous guy told me it was a shell on it, and it was like silver underneath. But apparently not. We went to like take the shell off because you needed to make sure there was no dents in the tank, and there was no shell. So I was pretty happy with that actually, because we didn't have to do all that extra stuff. And then the e-title transfer kind of situation is weird because they usually only work with titles, and so he was trying, I have to like sign the title but then ship it to them because I didn't have the physical title. I only had e-titles. They only give e-titles now. It is really weird. Like I'm like, come on, I want the physical title. It's better just for selling. It makes it easier. But it is also more unsecure, so I could see that. Online stuff's always weirder. So yeah, the e-title transfer was a little bit different. I've never done that, or it wasn't an e-title transfer, but I shipped the title to them, and then they sign it for me. Pretty much is how that works. But I think what's next is I gotta go for a Harley Davidson. I'm a fan of the brand. I like the community around it, so I am gonna get a Harley Davidson. I think I'm going for a Softail Heritage. They just seem nice, and I sat on them at the dealership, and they just feel like they fit me. I sat on a Road King, and the Road King just feels too big. The Road King is like 900 pounds, and I think the Softail is only like 600, 700, right around there. So that's not that bad for me. Like I don't know. I'm not a big guy. It is harder to hold up a bigger motorcycle, so I don't want to go anything too big. Like I felt like the Road King was too big for me. And I also still want to be able to go around town without holding up this huge bike. So I think the Softail's right. It's not too big. It felt just right. And I think that's what I'm going to go with next. I've been looking at a couple, messaging a couple. I have one that I really like, but he's not going to be here, or he's not going to be in town till like Tuesday, I think he said. And I leave Tuesday to Dallas, Texas for a convention. So it's not working out from the looks of it. And also, I come back Friday, so I wouldn't be able to look at the bike till like Friday, Saturday. So it's like a week out from now. He might sell the bike by then, I don't know. But I really like the look of the bike. There's just something sleek about it. I really like how he had it set up and everything. And also, while we're talking about vehicles, if you watched my last video, I was charging. It is still charging. I had to put this clamp on here because if it's not, this light bulb doesn't go on inside of it, and it doesn't charge. So I have to have this clamp on it. But I don't know what the issue is. I don't know, it might be a starter issue. I haven't figured out if it's a starter issue. I haven't figured out if it's an alternator issue. I need to go through the checklist of different items. But I'm just dying to have another bike. The last couple days I've just been craving hopping on one. So I need to get one soon. I might have to wait till after the trip, but I guess we'll see. Also, I'm very excited to go to this YouTube convention. It's like a summit. It's called Vid Summit, and I'm very excited because I hope I'm gonna learn a lot more, and it's gonna make my videos better and make my editing better, hopefully. My editing is probably the worst part of the whole thing. That and coming up with ideas is pretty difficult, those two things. It's not gonna help me with ideas, but it will hopefully help me with the editing part. And yeah, I mean, my editing it's okay, but I just feel rushed sometimes, or I feel I don't like editing a bunch, you know? So I think one day I'm gonna get an editor, but channel's gotta get bigger first, so there's only one way to go, and that's up. And I think that is gonna do it for today's video. I think that's all the updates I really have, and I think I'm gonna catch y'all, I know I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.